So let's get started. We're going to be removing the engine from this vehicle, going by the service manual. So the very first thing that we want to do, because we're going to jump right in, we're going to want to take the wheels off, take both wheels off, then remove the covers, the covers inside the wheel wells, then take off the front bumper, the hood, and get ready to remove the radiator and the air conditioning condenser. So let's get started on that by lifting up the car and putting some support under it. So I'm gonna get under here and find a place to lift the car. Let's make sure the jack is ready to go. And I'm just using a 2-ton floor jack that comes from Harbor Freight. Real simple, nice floor jack. All right, just gonna check under here and make sure it's on some support, and it is. We can't seem to find enough space. Always something in the way. There we go. Well, that wasn't doing the trick. So lifting this up from the front, it was starting to slide back. So let's make sure we've got a good spot to lift it up from the front. Otherwise, we may need to lift it up from the sides, one side at a time. Tighten that up. Give this one more try in the front, and then we're just going to go to the side. Lift it up that way. Yeah. All right, forget it. Just going to do it on one side and then do it on the other. Yep. All right, let's get a jack stand under here. Sorry, that's too close to the garage door. I think I might have just broke something. Need to move the car forward a bit. Now let's do the other side. that again. Get this balanced under here. See how many notches up this one is. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 teeth. 1. That's it. Okay. See if that is. I mean, needs to come over just a smidge. Just a smidge more. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, now we've got the beast up in the air. Let's go ahead and remove these lug nuts and take these wheels off. All right. There's another one. Man, there's a lot of little spiders here. Something must have hatched big. Of course you did. Of course you're stuck. Right in the way. Here, right there, where it is not in the way. right where I need to be. Yes. All right, so we got the wheels off. Let's go ahead and take the wheel well covers off. Okay. For that, we'll just use a screwdriver bit. I'll start over here on this side. It's a little darker. Get my little can over here to put all of these pieces and parts in. All the snap tabs, and I'm taking these screws out. Go ahead and use this tool to pop these fasteners out. How are we doing for light over here? I can't see from.
It's pretty dark over there.
Okay. Need some light. Have him be right in his own way. Oh yeah. Okay, well, I'll just put it right back over there where it was. Should be enough light. Let's take this screw out. Let's see, a screw here, a screw here. And 2 more here. Right. There are, okay, that needs to come off. Okay, so let's get a PB blaster and a wrench. You're kidding me, really? That's not going to do the trick. And let's see if this 10 is what is necessary for this nut. It is. See how much power we have on this. We got enough. I tell you, besides the power of these things, these Milwaukee wrenches, one thing that is indispensable. I mean, one of the things that makes these so great is the M18 batteries, is that they last for so long. I've had this tool for I don't know, 3-4 years, since 2017. So yeah, and I've only charged it, despite the fact that I've used these tools to remove and replace this and all kinds of stuff, to do all kinds of work. This tool, I've only charged it 3 times. I've only charged the battery 3 times, despite a great deal of work on all of my cars. Okay, forgot to put the blaster on there. Put this down over here. And let's pop these bad boys out. Okay, managed to get one out that we can reuse. Let's see how many more we can get out without breaking them so we can reuse them. Two out, can be reused. Third one. Mainly, I run into impatience in taking these things out, so sometimes I'll just jam a stab at it or something, and then it comes out. It does come out, but I tear it up getting it out. And with these fasteners, I found that what works best is to use a two-stage. Pop this tab out and then reach behind it and pull the entire fastener out. All right, let's see. There's one up here, which you're not going to be able to see because it's so dark, but I can see it. You know, this would go a lot better if I just put the light over on this side. Be a lot easier to see. There's one right there, which is hard to see. Mostly I'll tear these up, trying to get them out when I'm fatigued, ready to be done for the day. Let's see, is there one back behind there somewhere? No. What is that? Oh, that's a screw. Screw was dark and the space was dark as well. All right. Oh, and there's one. There's one back there. So there's one here. Where did I see that thing? Oh, up there. That out. Let's see, and here's one right here. Okay. See if we've got any screws or fasteners under here that need to be removed. Yes, we have two fasteners there and none elsewhere. So let's take these out. Managed to get that one out, even though I was starting to get just a smidge fatigued here. Yep, that one popped out nicely. Let's get behind it. There we go. Let's see here. We have something back here. All right, we've got two screws. right, we have 2 fasteners and 2 screws. Get that screw out. That screw is not coming out. So let's hope that pulling out this fastener, let's hope it's not just, honestly not connected to anything. Otherwise, we'll have to tear it out. Yep. This is a case of lying down and not wanting to. There we go. And there. That's out. All right, so that one's disconnected completely. There is a fastener back there. Okay. No fastener there, but let's see. There is a fastener right there. Oh, I didn't need to take this back one off. I didn't need to take the back one off at all. I didn't know that. Well, live and learn. I could leave the back wheel well cover on and take the front one off because it's in 2 pieces. I thought it was 1 piece. So let's take a quick moment to put this back. To reconnect this cover. Okay. So we'll just, if we can straighten her up there, we can get her in. And put that one in, snap it closed. Put this one in and snap it shut. Yeah, we could use some light here. Put this one in and snap it shut. Yeah, I know there's a few more. There's one back here we just pulled out. Put that one in. Snap it shut. This one. Poke it in there and snap it shut. All right, and I believe there's one up there. There it is. Put him in. All right, and let's put our nut in. And let's get our screws, put those in. All right, well, let's see if it'll go in there. Put that in there. See if you can find his way in. There you go. Is that the same thing? Let's see. Let's use this guy and let him back in. And the rest of these should belong to this cover. The rest of these bolts and nuts and fasteners, screws and fasteners, that is. Well, let's go around the other side. Just grab these fasteners and screws from the bottom. Head over to the other side. Take the other front cover off. The other front wheel well cover. Okay, I see that one is not coming out. Neither is this one. Neither of these seem to be coming out. See if that one will come out. And this one. Okay, we got that. These two. Nope, those don't need to come out. But all of these fasteners do need to come out. So that is it for the screws that are attached. Let's go ahead and remove these fasteners. How are we doing on time?
We're, I think about 40 minutes into the recording.
Okay. All right, it'll be just enough time to get this other cover off. Come on. Come on, you. Yep, come on out of here. Good. Okay. Oh boy. Nope, don't need to take that one out. Come on. Don't need to take that one out. Do need to take that one out though. Come on. There we go. And pull that out. Let's get down here and see what needs to come out of the bottom. Same two from the other side. Come on now. Yes, all right. Got a special screw in this under here, so gotta pull it out. Using the special little screw that I used. Let's see, does that do it? That does it. This is just particular to this car, where I needed a bolt. Come on now. What do we have here? Nothing, nothing, nothing. Yep. And that pulls it out. Sorry for the strange angle there. Okay, so now we got both of these wheel wells out. You get wheel covers off, wheel well covers out. Lay them on top of this guy here so they'll be right in the way when I need to get inside this box. And we'll go ahead and take a break for now. And when we come back, we'll continue with taking the front bumper off so that we can look inside where the radiator is and so forth. So now we're going to take the front bumper off, and to do that, there's some bolts in here in the top and a couple in the bottom are screws. So we're going to go ahead and lift the hood. And we got these screws here that need to come out. Oh, and then take our screwdriver. There's really not much holding this bad boy on. Take these screws out of the sides of the front bumper cover. Got that one. And we've got these bolts here that are holding it in. We got that bolt way back there. So we'll take that one out. So now let's see, is that a 13 it looks like? It's 14. That might be a 15. Need a little light back there. Let's try a try a 13 millimeter socket. No, that won't fit back there. Won't fit on there. Okay, so we're gonna have to try an open-ended 13. Okay, 13 is not what we need. Let's try an 11. So this might be a 10. Like a lot of our bolt heads. Yep, that seems to be a 10. Sorry, there's no light back here. Jesus. I'm going to try getting some more light back here. Like turning on the flashlight. Oh, well, it won't let me do that.
I think I can turn on the flash.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Is it on?
Yes, it is. Let's move this cable out of the way. Out of eye view.
Still, yeah, still not pointed exactly at that
See if I can take that out with my fingers. Yes. There. While we're over here, go ahead and unplug some of these power plugs. Okay, just this one. Okay, we'll do that afterwards. Let's take this over here. Ouch. Take our tools over here. See what we have down here. Yep, same screw. And use this ratchet. Let's move these cables out of the way so we can see back in here. Wow, that's kind of interesting. It's turning this bolt and it's not coming out. So now to get it out, I've got to reach in here with two hands, but you shouldn't have this problem. It should come out just yours. Should come out just like these did, like it did on the other side, but I've got to reach down in here with two hands and push this bolt up while it's turning. Seems to be stripped or something. see, is it coming up? Okay, I need something flat, large enough to push up on that. Sorry for all the shakiness and everything, but I can't get the camera in there and get two hands on this bolt as I'm pushing it up out of the hole that it screws down into. Okay, that is actually not doing what I needed to do. A little bit of overkill, but I'm using this guy to push up on this screw here while turning the bolt with the ratchet. Let's see if I can get down in here and do it. Let's see. This bolt is not the right size, so let me get a screwdriver. Not a screwdriver, but this guy. I'm going to use this to pry up on the bolt while turning it, which you'll see in just a second. So this bolt needs to be lifted up. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, almost out. almost out of there. There we go. In fact, I don't think that bolt was even large enough for that hole, so I think we needed something that was bigger. Yeah, that slides in and out of there freely, so we need a larger bolt when we put this back in. Just remember that. All right, we got those two sides out, and we got this off here. Now need to disconnect there's that. Go around and disconnect the other power connector. Okay, sorry for all the bumping. Oh boy. Let's hope we didn't break anything on this cover. Didn't expect it to just fall on the floor. Well, we got it a little scratched up, but none worse for the wear. So rotate around here so I can get it back here in the corner. And there we go. And there we go. And grip that. Now we've got that front cover off finally. And we can see the whole front of the whole front bumper and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and unhook. Oh, this looks like that already popped off. That already popped off. So we're going to take this bumper off if necessary. Let's see, does that need to come off to get the, let's look under here. Let's go ahead and unplug this. No, it's a sensor. It didn't really need to come off, but I'm going to unplug it anyway. Put this sensor back in. There is the condenser. It's bolted on here, and the radiator is bolted on there. Which, let me make sure that it is necessary to take that off to to drop the engine. It looks like it is not, but look, to drop the engine out of here, all of this is going to come down, so we need to either remove the, you need to disconnect the wheel from the shocks, from the struts here, or, which I think we're going to want to do, yes, we need to disconnect the speed sensor off the wheel. Disconnect this guy here. Let's go ahead and pull that out. But all of the turning apparatus is part of the cradle, so the cradle will stay intact, but we will need to remove the brakes. So we'll go ahead and take the brakes off on both sides and mount them up. And looks like we'll mount them onto we'll go ahead and mount them onto the struts and then disconnect the wheel from the strut and let those hang down. And the tensioner here will disconnect. Let me see. Either way, we do want to disconnect the brake caliper. But if we take the struts out, which to do that will require removing a good deal of other parts. Let's see here. There's our strut right there. Could take this guy out, but I honestly don't want to remove this because this is a little bit more difficult than it might seem. You know, take the hood off and a whole bunch of stuff to get that out. So we're going to go ahead and unhook the wheels, take the brakes off, unhook the wheels, and let the whole drivetrain hang down. We will strap that up with some twine. Get something to cut it with. Let's see, how will we strap this up? Strap up this brake caliper so it doesn't hang down too much and put too much tension on the brake line. We want to strap it to the strut. We've got a hole right there that we can run the twine through. And let's see if there's an opening here in the strut that we can use an opening in the brake caliper that we can hook on to. Looks like not, so we'll have to wrap the twine around the whole brake caliper to hold it up. All right, let's do that. Now, I mean, you can use any kind of twine you want. I'm just using some twine from my weed trimmer because it's so strong and there's so much of it. I just happen to have it around. But you can use pretty much anything you want that will hold. Also, this twine ties up nicely, but it's easy to untie. I can tie it 3-4 times, and then it's easy to untie. So let's go ahead and get this brake caliper off. Let's see what size that is. That is too small. And that also is too small, which is a 19. Let's see here. 21. Let's see if that one will do the trick. And a 21 it is. There's a 3/4. Let's go ahead and break these with the breaker bar. All right, let's find the other one. The other bolt back here. There it is. On the underside. All right. I have got to find that other ratchet. loosening it. Well, it's right in the way here. So you can get your knuckles nice and tender. See if that can be turned with the hand. It can, as long as I hold it up. There we go. And removing the entire brake caliper, let it hang here. It's a little tighter than I want it to be on the brake line. So let's leave that. I'll just hold that up there with the knee and retie this twine. As I said before, one of the reasons I use that twine is it's strong and it's easy to untie once I get it all tied up. One knot. Two knots. Three knots. Four knots, nice and tight, and let it hang. Okay, then I can take these guys off. Now once I take these off, this whole rotor and whole assembly here is going to fall outward, which will pull the CV joint outward, which we don't want to happen. We want the CV joint we want this to stay upright. We want the steering or this whole assembly here to stay upright. There we go. I want this whole assembly here to stay upright. So I'm going to look for a place that I can tie some twine to hold this up. Let's see. I guess I can go through that hole, go through this hole down here, and tie it right around here. Get a nice long piece of twine. And cut. Through these holes. Nah, that looks like that'd be cutting on my twine. I'm going to go around here, around this nice smooth surface, so there won't be any metal cutting at this twine, but does the same thing. Just hold this guy in place. This whole assembly here. One knot, two knots, three knots, four knots, and he's held. Now it will fall, it will stretch out some, it will come out some, and it needs to clear, this assembly needs to clear the strut, so that should be fine. I'm gonna get some ear protection when I go to take these bolts out, because I'm gonna need the impact wrench. I mean, I could do it with the breaker bar. I could do it with the breaker bar, but that is going to be a monster. Well, let's see. Let's try it without. Let's try it, but just by breaking let's try breaking it and then taking it off without using the power tool. Let's see, what do we need? Probably a 24. And it looks like a 24 it is. As you can see, there we go. We got enough space there, and it is a 24. So let's use our breaker bar to break this guy off. There we go. Ah! Well, that didn't want to come loose at all. Oh, boy, neither did that. All right. So, impact wrench it is, and ear protection. The biggest, best impact wrench ever. Turn it off. Got plenty of juice. Breaker bar here. The 24. Okay, but those bolts are pretty warm. And need a hammer to knock those. Now that I got those nuts off, to knock those bolts off too. Pretty sure a rubber hammer will not do the trick. Yeah, I didn't think so. Well, Let's see if I can remove them. Maybe, just maybe, this will come out with, oh, it's too big. Let's try. 22. And there you have it. Well, even. Might take a sledgehammer. I'll tap it with the sledgehammer. If it doesn't look like it's coming off easily, we're gonna have to break these with the breaker bar. There we go. Okay. Of course they don't turn. Look at that. That's not turnable. Okay. So this doesn't have to fall all the way out. I just put this twine on here to make sure that the, what was I thinking? This piece here will keep that from happening. How are we doing on time?
Yeah, we're about 5 minutes in now.
5 minutes left?
We're about out of time.
Okay, so we got just a couple minutes left. So we just about got this side off, so I'm going to go ahead and take these, take the stabilizer bar off, unhook the stabilizer bar, because that does hook to part of the cradle for the this piece, which is not coming to mind right now. So. That is definitely not a 22, that is more like a 19. And 19. Might even be a 17. Let's see. It's not a 17. Must be a 19. And there's also not a 19. It's an 18. Okay, this is what they call GM'd on here. With an 18 nut. Come on. Yes, definitely GM'd on there. can't take that off with a power tool. You got to use something else. So let me put some PB Blaster on there, and then when we come back from the break, we'll go ahead and remove that, and then switch over to the other side and remove that one. All right, so we're going to take this tension bar off, which we need a tool so that we can hold. It's a 17. Let's see if the 17 is what's going to... No, I already figured that out. It's an 18. The 18 wrench. 1918. I turned that heater off. All right. Oh, good. Let's see if this one will do the trick. That one's too big. All right, cool. So we can use that 8 and this guy. So I'm just going to hold this bolt here and zip this off. Good. Push that tensioner out. Okay, I believe we got this side completely. Oh, no, we don't. And we need a 10. That's an 8. Let's see. Let's take the speed sensor off. Can you get some light from this?
Yep.
All right, cool. So, taking that speed sensor off. All right, we need a screwdriver to pry the speed sensor off. But instead of a screwdriver, I'm going to use this guy here. There we go. Okay, got speed sensor off. Stick it just stays. Place the back to where it was. Put these back in. So that we don't lose anything. Which makes this kind of funny considering it looks like I have already lost one. I'm sure it's here somewhere. There it is. That's interesting. I wonder if this one goes on the top and this one goes on the bottom. Yeah. All right, those are off. Do the same thing over here on the other side. Alright, we'll use this 24 to take those bolts off. Now let's just put everything in our temporary toolbox here. Yes. All right, so all right, let me grab my twine. And a cutter. Let's grab some twine off here. That should be enough. And snip it free. Okay, let's tie this 3 times because we're going to have to tie it again after taking these pieces off. Unload the toolbox. I think that's too big, yes. The one goes on here, it does. It's a 22. Just use the breaker bar. Break this one loose. All right, got that one broke loose. Let's break this one loose. Down here, I believe it's a 21. I'm using a 22 here. Let me see if this one is 21. No, it's an 18. I believe the one I'm using is too big, but it's fine for now. Okay. Taking the bottom bolt off first, since that seems to work better. I have to hold this up so much. Oh, there we go. It's coming loose. Just taking this caliper off. All right. That bolt is loose. And then when we take yeah. Yeah. There we go. Okay, we got that caliper off. Now, I tied twine around this assembly on the other side because I had forgotten that the tie rod end was that the tie rod end was connected. It should be fine, but if it doesn't, when I disconnect the assembly, the steering or the hub assembly, if the tie rod end, bends down or allows the assembly to drop too much, then we'll add some twine here. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and take this speed sensor off. just to be safe. Okay, this big center screw out. Put it there for safekeeping. And use my handy dandy little tool here to pry that sensor up out of the. There we go. And let's hook it up someplace just to have somewhere to hang it. Go. And pull these off. Before I do that, I'm going to grab my ear protection. Listening to heavy, hard, thumping music when you're a young fella means you need more ear protection when you're an old fella, I guess. Here we go. All right. Use our sledge tapper here. Yep, we want to get that out of the way. Where's my prime off tool? She is over here. So I can get this guy all the way out of the way here. Just hang it up there. That way. I'm using my tapper offer. All right. There we go. Tapper offer, tap the right off. Give some leverage here so I can pull these bolts out. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. We do need the twine. one of these bolts up here. One of these bolts back in here to hold it. Get some twine to grab hold of this heavy assembly. Prop it up there. Good. There we go. Okay. Okay. I need to come on this side. Let's come on the other side here. Wrap her around. Take this ear protection off so I'm not banging my head against stuff here. One knot and 2 knots and 3 knots and 4 knots. Now we grab this guy up, pull that out. And let's see, is that going to do the trick? That's not going to do the trick. We need to use this buddy and a 18 wrench, which I should have sprayed some PB Blaster on there, which I'll do right now. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let's put my bolt back on there. Wet with PB Blaster. Wipe that off. All right, so I've got to get this brake caliper. Whoa. Let's not let that brake caliper either break or break something. Well versed. Well versed. There we go. Okay. Strap this brake caliper up on the twine. Go ahead, you just lay right there. Okay. Exactly what I'm trying not to do is what I'm doing here. Endangering this brake line. There we go. Strap this up. Okay, so now let's put that screw back in there, meant to do that. And let's take these two bolts, stick them back in. Oh, what did I do with that thing that fast? No, there it is. Okay, that's disconnected. Everything here is disconnected from the engine. All right. right. I'll run around the other side and do the same thing after I load up my toolbox here. Okay, so we got all those screws, bolts, and whatnot back in. Keep loading up our toolbox here. Okay, that does it for both sides. We've gotten the steering and all of that. The steering assembly or the wheel assemblies disconnected. Now we can we'll turn to the front of the car and take off this assembly right here. For consistency, let me move some of these tools back over. Get these things up off the floor so as not to lose them.
right, so I believe with that out, we can take the, well, to unhook any of this, we need to drain the coolant. So let's go ahead and put something under the car, get that drained, get that coolant drained out of here. All right, there should be something to unhook here, to unscrew here, to drain the coolant out of the vehicle or out of the radiator. Well, I don't see it. If it's not on this side, here I guess we'll just disconnect this pipe here, or hose, disconnect this hose and let all of the coolant run into this bucket. I don't want to just use the bucket. I'm going to use a bucket and a pan. Use this pan to catch any might be spilling along the side, off the side, so we can make an adjustment. So get my handy dandy tool here and take that hose off, which will start to drain the coolant. For that, we'll use these Nipex pliers, which are very valuable in removing hose clamps. Get them on there.
Go ahead and let that drain out.
We got a little under 5 minutes left.
Okay. So, while that is draining out, we'll go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we'll finish the work that we're doing on removing the radiator and making space to start unhooking the. We'll finish disconnecting the cooling system, and then we will disconnect the air conditioning system and take the top off here and disconnect a bunch of these pieces here to get the engine ready to be dropped out of the frame. All right, let's continue unhooking the coolant system, and then move on from there. So we'll take this hose off with our handy dandy Nip-X tools. One thing about these hose clamps is that everything about them seems more complicated than it needs to be. Okay. I guess you need hoses. There we go. Let's pull that hose off. Just use this chair. Let's see, what are the other pieces that we need to unhook to drop the engine. So let's take some of this stuff out of the way here to make it a little easier to see what's going on in here. Let's just see. Okay. So we need to unhook the motor mounts. Do you mind turning that flashlight back on? Thank you. All right, so let's take this air cleaner whole assembly off here. Unhook that thing. Okay. Now, having this air cleaning assembly disconnected is good because this thing takes up a lot of space in this engine compartment. We may need to take it out completely, but I'm going to try to avoid that. I'm going to try to avoid removing that entirely. Because once it's unhooked from the intake manifold, it's basically disconnected from the engine. Then we've got this this hose here that goes air conditioning. That's connected way down there. So we need to go way down here, down there where my screwdriver is pointed. There's a nut. I'm sorry, a bolt down there that to disconnect this main air conditioning line. This is where the cold air comes into the engine here. Comes into the engine compartment and is cools off the evaporator so that to blow cold air into the car. So we can unhook that, and then we've got this hose unhooked, so we don't have to unhook this one because I unhooked it disconnected it at the radiator. But essentially what you want to do is disconnect whatever is connecting the engine to the frame of the car. And so that's going to include a couple of air conditioning hoses that are down in here. And so that main air conditioning hose, and then a couple that connect to the air conditioning. Doggone it, the name just escaped my mind, but I'll get it when it's time to disconnect it. Then there are motor mounts. There are motor mounts under this this fuse box, electrical box, fuse box, that need to be taken out. So to be able to get to that, you got to take this box out. So I'm going to go ahead and unhook the electrical here and start to take this box out, which is kind of involved. So first we'll take the return line for the radiator. We'll take that off to make some space and go from there.
let's take this guy out. And this guy. And this. Loosen those up and then take them out with the best tools in the world. Handy dandy fingers. Of course, the guys who do work like this may not have all their fingers, which is another challenge entirely. All right, let's put that screw back in there. Keep our screws. There are lots and lots of screws involved in removing your engine. So we've got to take this, we've got to disconnect this box and get it out of here so that we can get to our engine mount that is on this side. Then we've got an engine mount on this side. I'm not getting my light down in there. Is a flashlight on this thing? Because I'm not getting any light down. Oh, maybe it's running low. Maybe I'm running low on juice. Okay, well, need to get some light down in here. Back in there, we've got to unhook the steering column. And so the steering column needs to be locked in place before we do that. And we need to unhook the heater hoses and the fuel line. Heater hoses, fuel line. There's two fuel lines here, one there, the return fuel. Then the heater input and the heater output return line, and then the exhaust. So let's go ahead and get this. Let's get this electrical box out of here. Let's see here. That's 15. So we're going to unhook the positive on this guy. And, sorry, that's 13.
on. Load it up. Take the top off here, and there's 2 screws here that need to be loosened up so that we can take this top off. A large Phillips head screwdriver. Now what's happening here when I'm disconnecting this, I'm just turning this screw. The screw itself is not coming out. What's happening is it's loosening up a block that's on the underside where two plugs are located. Then there are some tabs here that need to be disconnected, or disconnected. Sorry, not there, here. Got that tab loosened up. Got that tab. That's loosened up. And there's another little tricky tab down here that needs to be broken loose. So we can unplug this whole piece here. Now, there's one over there on the side. Also need to unhook this battery. So, which I should have done before all of this. All of the power that goes in the car goes from that battery from this battery to that red cable that I unhooked and disconnected under the hood. And I have to apologize for the lack of light because we had a flashlight on this thing, but now our battery is running down, so I'll need to grab a flashlight so you can see how to unhook this battery. Another 17. Let's see, it's a 15, and I think it is a 13 millimeter. That's an 11. It might even be an 11 millimeter, but I'm going to grab the 11, 13, and 15 so I don't have to come back out here. And the flashlight. So when you just saw me struggling there, it was to take the cover, which is this here. Many cars have their battery inside the car. There's a cover. There's a screw that goes in there. That screws in, holds this cover down. And then however you would unhook the battery, you just unhook the positive side. So it takes an 11. Of course, it doesn't take an 11, it takes a 10. So with this one, you simply loosen this battery connector, and then you can slide this right off. Loosen this battery bolt, that is, nut. Nuts and bolts, bolts and nuts. Which is a good idea no matter what, so that your battery does not drain at all. There, battery disconnected. It is now safe to work under the hood of your vehicle, disconnecting electrical items. Okay. We've got our top that needs to come off, and then let's see, what did I miss here to take this top off? Boy, this puller just doesn't seem to. No, it's not. Okay. All right, what did I miss here from taking this thing out? I've loosened all the tabs. Loosen the tabs on the side there. What am I missing here? Not yet. Just which part of this comes out first is. Okay, I guess I do need to move this out of the way. No, it's not that. It's not that. Oh. There. That seems to have popped loose. Okay, so we got that one, that piece off. Now holding that. Oh. Third piece off. That's loose, and that is loose. Oh boy, don't snap back in there. And then that one snapped back on. Keep that up. There it is, right there. Hanging out right back there in the corner. There. Now, come on. Come on out of here, you little whippersnapper. Ah. Come on out of here. Yeah, now you hooked back on. Fine. We'll unsnap you too. And now you hooked back on. Well, I hope it's that easy to get this back together. Now you've hooked back on. Little whippersnapper. Flipping snaps. Come here. You guys here. Then you just come on up. Come on. So when I turn these screws here, that was to disconnect these plugs. Which are holding fast these little boogers. Okay. Yep, my screwdriver's not the right size. Yeah. And this one. Yep, that shouldn't be a problem here. You come on out. Come on out of there. Come on. There. You're loose. So there we go. And that other one is already loose. Okay. That thing. Just a Well, I'm just gonna set it down here. Set it on top of anything, it'll be right in the way.
We got about 10 minutes left.
All right. So we'll pull this over here. And this guy back out of the way down here. Because we got to get this booger out. So, unplug this. And that's just a matter of pushing this down, pulling that out. And if I had 3 hands, I could do that easily. See if I can reach under there and grab it and pull it out. And do it without any more damage to the knuckles. God. Come on out of here. Here we go. There, that's unplugged. So now that can slide off. So let's push this down. Screwdriver, not your finger. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we got that screw right there, and a screw down there, and a screw back there. And then this whole piece here will come out, but I need to unhook this guy from, well, let's see. Be easier if I could just slide it off, but looks like I'm gonna have to pry it off of there. Okay. All right, so we got this guy and that one down there. So let's use a ratchet with a bendier on it. All right, where's my, here it is. Oh yeah. Somehow that screw was already loose. So let's go ahead and take that off. Almost like it was, I don't know. Put that there. Oh, can't do anything with that, so need a longer, need a corner turner and a longer thingy. Quarter turner, Meister. And we don't need that. Need this. Yep, that booger is loose already too. Is this video frozen?
Just frozen.
Yep. Okay. That. And we need something. Somehow down in there and get that booger. Okay. So. Pop that off. Pop that on. Pop that on. Some light on that. Now I can't get the ratchet out of there unless I take the screw all the way out. Take the bolt all the way out. There we go. Hopefully, there's only 3 of these. Oh. Ah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Almost out. Super close. Okay. Now with that, that loosened up, we can take this piece out of here. Okay. And so now we've exposed the motor mount on this side, which we can take out. And we could probably take that one out as well, although just this one would relieve the engine from the top. So we're going to go ahead and brake, and next time when we come back, we will finish removing. We'll finish by removing the motor mount over here, and then we'll start taking the we'll start to disconnect the exhaust pipes and then disconnect the engine and drop it out.